Hey everybody, my name is Ty Hall. I'm the worship pastor here at Fremont.Church, bringing you some encouragement for some discipleship pathway topics. Today I wanted to encourage you about allowing space for God to move, and maybe in ways that seem kind of regular. I know in my life, I've been raised in the church my whole life, and so I've seen a lot of different ways of doing what we know as evangelism or sharing the gospel. And one of the things I love about the discipleship pathway and the Discovery Bible study tool that we use is everything is pretty natural feeling. It doesn't feel like I have to pull out a card or an invite or something. It's just having discussion with people that are in my everyday life and leaving space for God to open doors as He will. Discovery Bible study as a Bible study method is really centered around discussion. It's not like someone is leading the discussion as a teacher or really even bringing any sort of preconceived thoughts or lesson plan to the study. It really is a round table format of this is what the Bible says. What does everyone think about it? And that can be a really powerful question to ask because that leaves space for people who are exploring faith to answer the question, but also ask questions and figure out, well, what does this passage actually mean for us today? Leaving room for God to work in those seemingly normal questions is really fun because sometimes He'll open a door that is really exciting and makes a lot of sense. And other times there'll be a question that kind of comes out of left field. I know as someone who serves with our middle school and high school students during the middle of the week, a lot of the questions can sort of come out of left field, but the ones that are those can even lead to deeper conversations and deeper understanding of who God is that maybe I, as a 20-something, wasn't expecting to hear or even get from the passage that we were talking about. But it's all about leaving space for God to work and not going in with too much of a plan or a structure that we want to force people into, but really prayerfully entering these discussions with God at the forefront and saying, God, what do you want to do in this situation? What do you want us to hear in this conversation? What do you want us to learn from this piece of the Bible? And how can we listen to you well? Help us listen to you well, even. This can also look like outside of a Discovery Bible study, leaving God space to work even before a missional community even emerges. What does it look like to walk into the situations and spaces that you're a part of prayerfully and saying, God, this is regular to me in my daily life, but I want to leave space for you to work and leave space for you to open doors. So maybe instead of just taking my kid to theater practice or the club that they're a part of, prayerfully saying, God, would you open the door to a conversation so that I can get to know the people around me? And maybe that can lead to a missional community. That's what I love about the discipleship pathway is it just feels organic. It feels normal. And I think people who are outside of the discipleship pathway but are exploring faith feel that way as well, that it feels normal. It feels regular. And so I encourage you, don't be discouraged if it does take a little bit of time, though. Sometimes there are discipleship conversations that are had years after the prayer has started for this group of people. I know in my own life, I've had conversations with some of my friends, but it's taken years of regular interaction and regular community for us to get to that point. And so be patient. Ask God to give you that patience and give you that longevity, because it can be kind of a slow process. God could also work in an incredible quick way, and we could see that as well. But that's what I'm talking about. Leave space for God to do either and follow after what He's calling you to. I hope that's encouraging for you to hear, and I hope you have a wonderful day.